You know, I have an opportunity to do a lot of golf lessons. As a result, I get an opportunity to talk a lot to folks about things they can do to improve their golf game. It amazes me how often they overlook the importance of properly fitted clubs. So today we're going to talk a little bit to you about making sure the clubs fit you correctly and how you can check those things. The first thing we're going to talk about is the grips. The biggest thing I find with people is they tend to get their grips a little too large. Some people like the feel of a larger grip. As we start the club back, the club face actually opens. Our hands then rotate the club face back to square. A grip that is too large impedes that rotation and makes it difficult for us to get the club face back to square. So if you're one of those people who like the feel of a larger grip but you're not able to square that club face, you better check into that because that might be what's causing that. The next thing we're going to talk about is the length of the shaft. Obviously some folks are short, some folks are tall. We just need to make sure we have a club that fits us so that we can get in the correct posture and the club rests flat on the ground. If we have a club that's not the correct length, then we have to adjust our posture and it'll lead to mishits. The next thing we want to talk about is shaft flex. When our club stops at the top of the swing and starts down, that one point is called the transition. At the transition of our golf swing, the shaft actually flexes. Someone who's stronger swings harder compared to someone who swings easier. We both need different shaft flexes. If you have a shaft that does not flex correctly, you're not going to be able to get the club back to the correct angle and also be square to the target. So it's very important to make sure that you have the correct shaft flex. And finally, we want to talk about the lie angle. Lie angle is the distance between the ground being level and the angle at which the hosel goes up in relation to the ground. A club that the angle goes up means it's more upright. You may hear the terms of 2 degrees upright or +2. Conversely, when it goes in this direction, it's considered flat, and also we have less angle, -2 degrees, so on and so forth. Again, it's very important that fits us correctly because that allows us to get the club face back to square. If I have a club that's too upright for me, by the time I get into my correct posture, the toe's going to be in the air. So as I swing, the heel's going to grab and it's going to shut the club face down. Hope these few tips help you to make sure that your clubs fit you correctly. Feel free to stop by here at any time. We can talk more about it. I can check your clubs out for you, but please, I don't care what golf tip you get, do not overlook the tip of making sure that your clubs fit you correctly.